What's up, guys? Welcome to another unit video. Today I want to talk about Prefecture archers. So we'll go over their strengths and weaknesses on the battlefield, how they compare and stack up against other ranged units, and just generally what their playstyle is like. So like a lot of the ranged classes, Prefectures are what I would consider a specialized unit. And when I say that, I mean that they're a decent all-around troop that will do good damage if you just leave them to their own devices. But their real power comes from its extremely strong unit skill and capitalizing on that at certain map points and against certain unit types. But I think where they shine the most is in range versus range combat. They dominate range units, and I mean dominate. I often find myself bringing them even into territory wars for just this reason. So, like always, we'll start with the unit tree and the Veterency lines. Prefecture archers are going to come in at 12,910 honor to unlock, which is pretty modest for how powerful and efficient of a unit they are, if you get used to when and where to capitalize on your unit skill. So, the starting skill, Arrow Rain, is already an incredible skill on its own, as it gives a gigantic bonus to firing speed. And if you look at your guys, like your archers, they literally shoot so fast when using it that it breaks the visual animation because it just can't keep up. But from there, it'll actually continue to get stronger as you level up the unit. And that's going to make for a very easy transition into the Veterency lines because it's a pretty easy and obvious choice in this case. The bottom line gives direct bonuses to the Arrow Rain skill individually. So starting with 2 times 25% arrow rain damage, and then a 6-second reduction to arrow rain cooldown, and then finally a 2 times plus 3 seconds to the duration of arrow rain. That leaves you with a total of an extra 50% damage, minus 6 seconds on the cooldown, and plus 6 seconds on the duration. As a stock skill, arrow rain comes with a 20-second gap between the skill duration ending and the cooldown ending, allowing you to use the skill again. But after it's upgraded, Arrow Rain only has a 8-second downtime between being able to just constantly spam it until you're out of ammo. Furthermore, if we take a quick switch back to the unit tree, they also have this additional bonus rapid shot, and that grants plus 4% to their firing speed per level 5 times for a total of an additional 20% firing speed. Honestly, that last bonus, it really isn't even necessary. These guys are absolute machine guns even without it, so it's a little overkill, but hey, every bonus counts, right? But beyond the skill bonuses, the only important bonuses from the bottom line are the additional range, which is going to bring up your max range from 80 to 96, and that's pretty big. It's going to put you in second for the longest range archers, just behind the actual longbowmen, and the extra ammo bonuses are going to help a lot. Because when you're using that arrow rain, you're going to run out of ammo quite a bit, and you'll be back and forth resupplying quite a bit. So if we start getting into some sieges and looking at their playstyle, we've already taken a look at how arrow rain is the main focus for the unit, and you can take advantage of that by stepping in as a surprise support unit. Unlike other archer units, it's worth it to bring Prefectures up to close range, because they dump the ammo like crazy, do all their damage in seconds, and then you can back them out again before the enemy really gets to respond or counter to your unit. And this works great to support melee versus melee clashes because you can be a lot more maneuverable up close to get the best angles and back shots. Secondly, they're a great counter unit for when the enemy team does a giant desperation push onto the objective. With countless units swarming a small area, and with those units generally being focused on clearing the actual objective, Prefectures can come in and rain absolute hell on top of it all. And it's one of the best ways to rack up incredible numbers. If you can cycle your Prefectures in and out, just dumping arrow rain and resupplying a few times, just a few times in the match, they can be one of the most efficient unit killers in the game by far, I think. It's the main thing that I've used to get probably all of my 400 to 500 unit kill matches, And towards the end of the video here, I'll be breaking down a 400 plus kill match using only Prefecture archers for the entire siege. But before we get there, the third and the most devastating way that Prefectures stand out is against other range units. Prefectures are the carpet bombers of archers. They aren't the highest damage or have the greatest penetration. It's all about sheer volume of arrows, and that's exactly what other range units can't stand up to. So if you can get the drop with arrow rain before the enemy knows you're there, you're usually able to completely wipe out one or two or however many range units they have stacked up. You'll wipe them all out completely, usually before they even notice they're being shot. You can even use the skill to overcome range and height disadvantages that would normally completely prevent your unit from being able to fire at all. Of course, being archers, they already have some angle advantages over muskets, but arrow rain in particular has some advantages that no other range gets. Starting with higher arrow arc than normal, so this is going to help you get the best angles over walls to hit up little clusters of enemies trying to hold a corner or a choke, up staircases to be able to get most of your arrows up and over to actually hitting the enemy, and anywhere you might find their units camping up above, basically. Secondly is increased max range. Already we saw that after upgrades, Prefectures can compete with the range of even longbowmen, but arrow rain gives additional range even on top of that, as you see in that little clip there, switching back and forth from attack area to arrow rain. It gives that range bonus, making them able to hit targets that no other unit would be able to hit. On top of that, you actually can activate arrow rain outside of its range ring, and you will still be able to hit stuff quite a bit further out. You'll just hit less shots the further away they are. But the third and most important bonus arrow range has over attack area or other range skills is that your archers still track enemy units. Even if they step out of where you originally placed the order, your unit will attack whatever is closest to the order you placed, instead of just, shooting empty space if the enemy walks off of it. And you can take advantage of this and hit all sorts of units long before they can fight back, and at that range they usually don't even know where they're being shot from. But finally, I'm going to go over the 400 plus kill match I mentioned before, but for the sake of time, I'm going to skip over most of the match and kind of just skip through the moments when I position my archers to arrow rain. The rest of the match is just, time spent resupplying and finding positioning and trying to keep the unit safe to the end. But by seeing when and where I do drop my arrow rain attacks, you should be able to get a good feel for how the unit plays. So the enemy pushes through the main gate at the same time as climbing the siege towers up top on A, and I move my prefectures to cover the main gate pinch, letting them do major work in a small lane. And of course, you make sure to line up the units sideways to the main gate, so every archer is in a line to fire straight through, and that way there's no misses. Eventually though, my allies do lose the push up top and we lose A, but there's still lots more to be mopped up afterwards, so I move up towards A and set up my archers to clean up all the repositioning units and heroes.
Okay, wow. Are they max level? Okay.
After that, unfortunately I got stuck out of position for the B push, which came through really quick, so I didn't get any really good chances to arrow rain there, or else this match could have ended with an even higher number. But instead I bring them back to defend the main point.
Setting up a ballista.
And even here, towards the end of the match, with only half of the unit left alive, arrow rain continues to devastate all the way through to the end. If you're up close, hitting the right angles, they stay effective with their firing speed like other archers just can't do. Once a regular archer line is half dead, it's practically just longsword bait at that point.
Oh, they got units on the point.
They're moving iron caps on point now. I'll boost our archers here.
They're doing a mighty job on
Spamming our campsite.
Units, assemble! Move in!
Boosting archers.
Yes, Commander.
Resupplying mine. Be back in
Roger.
10 seconds.
It's gotta be on point, on point.
Then having to go back and resupply,
Oh, yeah, we
this
just
part I
shot
think is
zero.
actually pretty amazing. As you see, an allied archer line just gets completely run through, and a full group of pikes is coming straight
Mine,
towards
they're
the
dead.
few archers I have left. I drop arrow rain and turn towards the hero, but as I turn, it looks like I'm going to be too late to save my archers at all. And then when I turn back, nope. The pikes
I'm dead.
fully went down in a couple
Oh, wow.
seconds, didn't even get to touch my archers. And this lets them make it back to the point, continuing to drop arrow rains through until the very end of the match.
Assemble! Attack!
This unit skill is on.
Ready! Aim fire!
We just might win this.
it. Yeah.
Very well.
I feel like if they had just pushed, they would have had us, but good game.
Dude, I am impressed. Look at the score. Look at the guy that had the most champions.
So, as you can see, it really doesn't take much with this unit to pull in some incredible numbers. Just play relatively reserved with them, find good moments where units are already engaged, and come in and drop giant arrow bombs on them. And if you can make that happen just a few times in a match, you're going to see kill numbers like this regularly. And with that, I hope you liked the video, guys, or I was able to help you decide if this unit is for you. Though, really, I think everybody should get it. But anyways, you guys have been giving me some great feedback and support since I started putting these videos together. And I wanted to say thank you with a little giveaway for the game. So all you have to do is like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me what your favorite unit is for getting high kill numbers. And tell me what's the most kills you've gotten in a single match. Then I'm going to randomly choose through the comments and select one person who's going to win a code that can be redeemed in-game for 200 sovereigns as well as 50,000 silver. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. I hope to see you around on the next one. Take care.